I think really fast. My first international competition was I was 10 years old. Nobody in Portugal was a world champion before with my age.
So basically you're saying not to listen to people.
I want to be a better father than I want to be a better fighter.
Welcome to Face to Face,
Thank you.
Conversations that Matter. Tell us about who you are. I know you've achieved humongous achievements when it comes to the fighting career, and especially one of the greatest fighters of Portugal. But why don't you tell the audience who you are, what you've done, and a little bit about where you come from as well?
Hello. Thanks a lot for the invitation. My name is Diogo Calado in Portuguese. Since 7, I started practicing martial arts, karate. We were talking
So
before.
your parents got you into karate?
Yeah, my parents, they saw that I had something in me, like a fighter spirit or something, and they said, no, he needs to do some martial arts. And before, 28 years ago, in 1997, the closer martial arts gym to my house was a karate gym. So
Okay.
they put
That
me
was
there.
the most accessible at the time, yeah.
I'm from Cascais, a small town in Lisbon, but really known abroad because it's one of the most beautiful towns in Portugal. If you go, you can check it in the internet. It's a really nice town. And since I was a kid, all of the good things I have in me, like my good characteristics, were meant for sports. And like sports that extreme sports, let's say like that, because not for every sport.
So what characteristics do you mean?
I think really fast.
Okay, you think fast.
Yeah, I think really fast, and that's maybe the most important characteristic as a fighter. Is you think faster than most people. If everything from 1 second to the other second, everything changes in the fight game. If you can think as fast as the other guy in front of you,
thinking under pressure and thinking fast.
Yeah, that's the most important thing as a fighter. But when you think too fast, it can happen. You can't focus. You can't sit on a table and look at the teacher speaking for hours and hours because your head is always going.
It's always jumping from one thing to the other.
That's it. Like everybody's here sitting, and my head is on a spaceship going to the universe.
So that is how your schooling days were. Like,
yeah. Everybody looked at me as this kid can't do anything related to school. When he grows up, he's gonna be like an outlaw or anything not good. Because my characteristics were not looked at as
in a
good
positive
thing.
manner.
Yeah, in society, normal society. So as a child in school, I had a lot of problems, but I was blessed to have the parents I have, and they looked at me and saw, okay, he has really good characteristics for sports. Both of them were sports people in their teenagers years, and they just gave me the freedom to practice
what you want to do.
Yeah, that brought me here. My first international competition was I was 10 years old. I think I was third place on an international karate competition. By 13, I changed to Muay Thai because I needed extreme sport, karate. By 17, I was world champion for the first time. Junior world champion in Thailand. I went to represent Portuguese team in Bangkok, and that was when all my life changed because my teachers started looking at me like, oh,
more seriously.
Yeah, this kid that said he wanted to be a fighter
and he's got into that level now.
Nobody in Portugal was a world champion before with my age. So they always look, this kid is talking. He can't do nothing in school. He doesn't gonna have a good future.
Right, but the place where you found the most comfort at was your gym.
Yeah, for sure. gym was my paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Outside the gym, I didn't feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody looked at me as maybe I can't say it well in English. I'm looking for words, but
Mm-hmm.
like everybody is on the same page,
Mm-hmm.
and Diogo was
Was
on a completely different page.
right,
He,
right.
he
But that wasn't a wrong page. It was just different.
it depends. Yeah, it depends on the way you look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like in life, you can look and at one thing and say it is beautiful, and maybe I look at it and say
It's ugly.
it's
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So people,
Subjective.
yeah. So people who understand the good characteristics that I had, they looked at me and said, "No, this kid can have a bright future."
Mm-hmm.
But most of people looked at me and say, "Okay, he can go nowhere."
Mm-hmm.
And that made me feel special, not in a good way. Most of the times, people
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, Diogo is special," but not looking at me.
Mm-hmm. That's just a
Yeah,
sugar-coated way to
yeah, to
say,
say
yeah,
he's gonna
do
be,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when I start winning as a fighter and doing things that nobody did before in a sport like mine in Portugal, even the people that always told me, no, 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 you should go to university, you should do this, you should do that. Said, okay, no, wait, let's see where the kid goes. And
Right.
by 18, I was professional.
Mm-hmm.
And
So what's that line? Like, so 17 you won the
yeah,
championship, but 18 you say you went professional.
yeah.
What does that mean then?
So
Weren't you already a professional?
no, because of the rules, you have different type of rules. Like
Okay.
so, saying I do Muay Thai, Thai boxing in English-speaking countries. Most of people say it's Thai boxing. What is Thai boxing? As an amateur, you fight with head guard, gloves, shin pads, and protection to the chest,
Okay.
like how do you say it in body gear? I don't know how to say it in English. Um, vest, like a vesting that when you get stroke to,
Stroke,
yeah, you don't
like,
feel as much.
mm,
As a professional, you don't wear anything, just the gloves and mouthpiece, only that.
okay,
And you
okay,
can elbow, knee to the face, to the body. You
okay.
can sweep your opponent to the ground,
Mm.
in the ground. No fighting in Muay Thai, but you can throw your
So you
opponent
up into the ground.
to the ground. As an amateur, you can do everything, but the rounds are shorter. They are 3 2-minute rounds. In professional, they are 5 3-minute rounds. So the rules change. And with 17, I was amateur when I won the world championship. And by 18, I was professional. So fighting without protections. That's the main difference. And the level of your opponents, of
Right,
course.
right.
Normally, in amateur, it depends on the way your career is managed by your agent or by your coach. But you have to have about 10 to 15 amateur fights until you go to pro.
Okay.
Some kids now have a lot more. It
To go
depends.
pro.
Yeah, to go pro. And that was like, okay, you won the world championship with 17 in Portugal. I fought 2 or 3 more times in amateur rules, but even though with 17 you are a junior fighter, by 18 you turn senior. And before I was 18, I already fought senior in Portugal. So I was like 17 fighting with 30-year-olds
Okay,
olds
okay.
and winning. And my coach said, no, I want you to have a challenge. So let's go
Go upper level, yeah.
upper level. And even though I was a kid, things went well. But in the beginning of my career, the way my coach managed my opponents and everything was not the best way, let's say like that. But it made me like I was a small fish swimming in the ocean with sharks and
right.
going through challenge
That's
to
how you
challenge.
learn, though.
Yeah,
That's how you learn.
that's how you learn for sure. And that brings to my mind like the mindset question, because here, since I was 7 and I started to train karate, I knew I wanted to be a fighter. Everybody's looked at me like a 7-year-old telling me he wants to be a fighter. He doesn't know nothing about life. What does this really matter? Or what does this mean?
Yeah,
in
it's
his
just a
head?
naive age to make a decision that
But
big.
7 years after, with 14, I said exactly the
Same
same thing. Nowadays, if I could, even though I'm 35 and I finished my fighting career last year, if I could, I would fight till the end of my life. So the mindset is the same, and no plan B. It didn't matter if you said, "Oh, you are very good," or "Oh, you are crazy, you want to go to be a fighter." No, you need to go to university. For me, it didn't matter.
That mindset is required irrespective if you're in a ring or in life generally. Like I've spoken to a lot of young entrepreneurs and a lot of people who are wanting to achieve different types of things in their life. And that mindset is something that all of them have in common and they all are working towards it. So tell me about the fighter mindset. So at one point of time you're getting punched in the face, you're getting booted from all sides, right? And you have to make certain decisions that will protect you and also get you to the position that you win, right? What does it take to take quick decisions under pressure? How do you do that?
There's a path
Yeah,
that you need to follow if you want
right.
to get there. If you want to get to the position where you are in total chaos and do the right decision in a second, you need to go through really hard and disciplined training. And when I say training, it doesn't mean sports. Training for everything in your life.
Right.
If you want to be an entrepreneur with a good business in a certain area, you need to focus not 100, 300, 500% on that area. You can't think of anything else in your life. For 20 plus years, I only thought about fighting, training, doing better, 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 getting better every day. So that's the thing. I think you can train it. Like I said, I was 7 years old and I already told everybody I wanted to be a fighter. It's about love. I can't explain why do I love this type of sports, but I can say I love them.
Right.
And when you love something, you fight
Right.
till you get it until the end of time.
So discipline, that you mean to say whatever you do in life, you do it 100%, 500%, and you work out all the things that could go wrong when you are actually in that position of taking the decision, so that you're more accustomed to the situation. Is that what where you're getting to?
Yeah, nothing compares to the ring.
Right.
I like I did a lot of extreme sports, like way to jump from an airplane 500, no,
5,000.
yeah, 5,000 meters in the sky. Nothing compares to being in a ring. I'm like, as an hobby, I do rap music. I did some gigs around with some 100 people skiing.
Yeah, I got to know about that.
You can't compare like the feeling of being in a ring with thousands of people screaming and watching and everybody rooting for you or rooting for the other guy and you have to win. You can't compare. So you train to get there, but never at the same place. This is an unfair sport, and you need to go through everything before you get there. But when you get there, you going to space. You don't know what you're gonna find out. It's like completely new thing. You get anxiety.
But there must be some muscle memory.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, you need to repeat 1 million, 2 million, 10 million times, 1 billion times everything in a controlled environment in the gym. And everything doesn't go well inside the ring. So you need to put yourself in a position in the gym where everything goes wrong.
Right.
Where you cry, when you get injured, when you lose every sparring session, where you lose everything you do, but you continue.
Right.
And you have to love what you do, to go through all the bad things,
Right.
to get the good things.
Right. And in order to continue training, let's say for years, and maybe in the initial few times you don't even get the results.
Yeah.
So it gets even more difficult to continue. But if you love what you do, you'll be able to.
Because you're not doing it about the money, about being famous, about anything else. You're doing
You
it
gotta love it.
because you want to do it. I wanted to be inside the ring and fight. It didn't matter if I won 10,000 euros or I won zero after the fight.
That's not the point.
Yeah, the point is getting inside the ring and fighting.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I trained every day, morning and afternoon, sometimes 3 times a day, jogging like 10 kilometers before every training session every day for 20 plus years because I wanted to go inside the ring and have the best version of myself inside the ring.
Right.
And I knew I had to cry on the training sessions, lose every round, have injuries. So when I get inside the ring, if anything happens, I can go through it.
You've handled it
Yeah,
before, so you can
and
handle it now.
there inside the ring, your adrenaline is like, I don't know how much
100%.
percent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just don't think. You need to flow. The things happen and you just react.
Right.
I don't choose where I want to hit my opponent. My
Mm.
opponents give me where I want to hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
So
very momentary.
yeah, they open here, so I punch
Mm.
there. They
It's
open there, so I kick there.
mm.
I'm not choosing. I'm gonna kick there. No, I'm seeing. I'm reacting to what
Right.
he's doing. So
Right.
everything is flow. You
Mm-hmm.
can't like be here.
Mm. Mm.
If you be here, everything that goes outside of that box, you can see it.
Right. You
So
have
you
to
need,
have a broader
yeah,
perspective. Another thing that I wanted to get to from the fighting mindset is the ego, right? So I would imagine you've been humbled, even though you are one of the greatest fighters of Portugal. What is it that people can learn from uh, diminishing the ego aspect of things in their lives, and how to do that, let's say?
it's important to say this. Ego can be really good and really bad. If you want to be a fighter or if you want to be a good at anything in your life, you need to have ego. You need to care about yourself, to try to get better every day. But if you get too much ego,
Mm.
then you start thinking you are more than everybody else, and that's the
Mm.
bad thing. And when you lose in sports, every day you learn that you're not better than anything else. Like in sports, every day you're remembering yourself that
Right.
okay,
You're
let's
getting humbled every day.
not think that you're the best thing in the world. You're
Mm.
not. You're
Mm.
just one other guy. Even if when and this is hard because nowadays with social media and everything, it's really easy for you to have a lot of people saying you're the best, and it's good. It feels good.
It's good
Yeah, no,
validation.
yeah, and it feels good. Like you like it. Okay, of course. Hey, this guy is saying that I achieved a lot of things. He's saying that I'm really good at what I'm doing. But I need to remember, I'm good, but I'm not where I want to go. So
Mm.
if I want to go to a place that's better where I'm now, I need to work.
Work harder.
I need to hustle and let's go. Work
Mm.
hard, hard,
Mm.
hard, hard.
Mm.
And you need to focus on what you want. If you think, oh, I'm already too good,
Mm.
the, I'm the better now, the best in the world, you start relaxing. And when you start relaxing,
That's the end of it.
that's the end of it. The thing that you have to remember is where you want to go and work 200% to get there.
Right.
That's what you need to think about.
No, fair enough. There are times in people's life where they think that it's very difficult just to take that the next step, right? The survival, right? I'm sure you also have those kind of moments in the ring when all you need to do is survive for that particular period of time so that you can get a chance to actually act and win. Do you think that survival instinct is something that you had from a very young age, or you learned it and you trained for it?
I think that I have that instinct inside of myself, but you have to train it.
Okay.
You have to train it for a reason. When you're in that situation where you need to survive, you do the right decision because
Okay.
you went through it a lot of times in the gym.
Mm.
If you have that instinct but you didn't train it, when you get to the situation,
You might not be
maybe
able to execute it.
or maybe you choose one of the 1 million things that you can choose, but it's not the right decision
Mm-hmm.
because you have a lot of things you can choose. Like I can block the kick, I can counter punch, I can. Those things, all of them can work or none of them can work, and you need to know what to choose without thinking because it's by instinct. Like I close my eyes and I know what to do, and that you need to train. You have the survival instinct inside of yourself. Perfect. Now
You
train
got
it.
to train.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you get to the position, you know what to do.
Right.
But that's why you need the guy who trains more is the guy who has the better.
Right. What it seems like is, um, for you to become good at anything in life, irrespective of it being fighting or entrepreneurship or anything for that matter, or studies, academics, I think it's very important to surround yourself with the right people and have a very good mentor. Is there anything your coach or your favorite coach, your mentor would have told you that you'd like to share with the audiences?
Yeah. Uh, my first coach, thinking about what we're talking, like the stable life, he was a really good fighter in Portugal. But
What's
it
his
was
name?
Nuno Neves.
Okay.
His nickname is Lucky Luke.
Okay.
Because he was really fast.
Okay.
uh, I was 16 years old and I told him I want to train morning and afternoon, be a full-time fighter. I know nobody did this before in Portugal, but I want to be it. And he said, forget it. I am a really good fighter. I do this, I do that, and I work in construction every day and come here and give you classes, like teach you how to fight, but I can't live off fighting. I'm a coach and I have my job outside of fighting because it's impossible to do it in Portugal. And I was hearing him and thinking, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong. 1 year after, I switched coaches and I continued to do what I wanted to do, thinking 100% about fighting, and I got there. And now, more than more, my most important achievement was not every title I have as a world champion, European champion. It doesn't matter. It's the example I gave to all the new fighters that come in Portugal and look at me and say, okay, this guy could do it. I can do it. And I go and give seminars all around Portugal. Even I went to Switzerland, to France to give seminars. And when people talk to me, they say, "Oh, you are an example," and that is my biggest achievement. That's what pays me. It doesn't matter if I have $1 million in my account or if I have zero. I know the footprint I left here is the footprint of success. People can look at me and say, okay, he could do it, I can do it. And just follow the path I went through and they can
So
get
it
there.
wasn't really something that your coach said that inspired you. It was something that he said that gave you the ignition, you know, the
Because what my coach said was what everybody else outside of the gym said. You're crazy. Don't do that. Go to university.
so
Study.
basically you're saying not to listen to people, irrespective if they are your coach or not.
If you have the right people around you, you need to listen to them. My coach nowadays, and I'm here on Dynamite team for 13 years, yeah.
Okay.
Everything she says is law for me. If she says it's A, it's A. If she says do this, I do this.
So there is a certain surrendering to your coach.
No doubt. But you have to trust the person.
Because if you surrender to someone who might not want the best for you, then you're gone.
Yeah. And even though I have a lot of respect for all my coaches during all my career, I know that my first coach, if he looked at his own career, he was not saying something that he thought was bad for me. He was saying like I couldn't do it. I think it's impossible because I gave everything for this sport and
I still couldn't manage.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. So as a kid, don't try to do it. Go to the stable lifestyle, go to school, be a good student, then go and be a good professional.
No, but tell me one thing. Why did you want to become a professional fighter in the first place? I understand that you loved it, and there's no way you can explain love, but you understand where I'm coming from. You're getting hit for a living. You're getting bruised. You're getting physically, stressed every time you fight. And you mentioned that at the time, boxing wasn't even a lot of money. So what?
Portugal, I prove myself that I can do what I want. If I say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
But why fighting? Like
the fighting is it's maybe it's because it's so extreme and so hard to do. In amateur, it's hard. In what we call semi-pro, it's harder. In professional, it's really hard. If you go to top level, top tier of pro, it's almost impossible. I think I don't know, maybe 1% or 2% of the world population can be a really top level fighter.
Right.
And I wanted to prove myself I can do it because now, before we talking about mindset and thinking about no plan B, just go full throttle ahead through your path. I want to be a fighter. I want to do this. I want to be the best in the world. Go. I can say to you, why did I quit my career last year? I became a father. That changed everything. Now I have other responsibilities. Now, when I'm training, I'm thinking about training, but a small part of my brain is thinking about my daughter.
Right. You want to be there for her. You want to be sound when she grows up or he grows
Because
up.
I want to be a better father than I want to be a better fighter. That's where everything changed. And I could understand inside myself, okay,
Yours, how is the money like? Like how do boxers make money?
Portugal and some other countries is different. So
Okay.
because in Portugal, sports sports culture is low.
Okay.
Let's say sport is football.
Football.
Soccer in US. If somebody is listening from the USA,
Mhm.
soccer. Uh, every other sport is not secondary. Is like doesn't exist almost. So to win money, it's hard. As a fighter, if you go to professional level, you work like a band, music band. Like
Okay.
every time you do a gig, you win some money.
Mm-hmm.
You go to fight in a small town where nobody knows each other, and you go there and fight. You win. Hey, good show. This kid is good. Let's give him one more opportunity. Maybe some other manager or event organizer is seeing the fight and say, "Oh, who's this kid? You
So
want
word of mouth.
really? Yeah, let's give him another opportunity." And word of mouth. And now with social media, it's a little bit
Right.
easier.
Yeah,
And
you mentioned social media. You're also quite active on social media. You've got a very good profile on it. Do you think making a personal brand has also become very important for fighters to earn money because that's how you might get sponsorships or
no
brand
doubt,
deals?
yeah, 100%. I'm gonna let you know something that I think I never talked about it in podcast before. I won fights where the fighter, my opponent, won 3 times
More money.
more money than when.
Earn more money
Yeah,
than you,
earn more money.
even though you won.
Yeah, because easy to understand. When I was a kid, I was like, "What? This is unfair. I won. I'm really better than him. Why did you earn more money than me?" See, you're gonna make an event here, fight night with 10 fights. Um, I'm a really good professional, but in my country, no TV channel
It's promoting that, yeah.
pays you to give the fight on their channel. Nobody pays a pay-per-view. Nobody. Here in Portugal, what people do is, okay, let's get all the friends together, pay one
Right.
pay-per-view, and everybody sees the fight in my house. So it's €1 for everybody.
Right.
And the organizer says, oh, Diogo is a really good fighter, but we need to pay him plane ticket to here, to France, hotel, food, good money because he earns good money for him and his coach, everything. How much do we spend with Diogo? A lot of money. What does he give us? Only a good show because he's a really good fighter. But money wise,
Where are the viewers
yeah,
coming from?
TV channels in Portugal, they don't pay nothing because they don't like fighting sports. People in Portugal, they don't pay money to see fighting sports.
Right.
Diogo opponent,
Right.
French Moroccan fighter. In France, he was a really known fighter, world champion.
So he got the crowd in. He got the views in.
The place where the fight was crowded. Like I don't know, maybe 5,000 people just to see him fighting me. Channel Plus, French channel, paid to give him the fight live. So just the TV channel paying the organization, like I don't know how much money
So you
to
have
give
to
his life.
create that brand.
Yeah,
It's
he
very
was
important.
Moroccan too, French Moroccan. So in Morocco, one TV channel paid to give his fight live too. So just him as a fighter fighting there paid the money for every fighter that was there. Paid the pavilion. I don't know how to say it in English.
The stands.
Yeah, the stand. Yeah, paid everything. The food I ate while I was in France is paid because he was fighting there.
Oh, fair
And
enough.
so
So
yeah,
that's the power of a
of a brand.
brand.
I'm a better fighter than him.
Yeah.
But what makes the organization money? Okay, I don't like from for you to know, I was world champion in a very big organization. Nowadays it's not that big, but before it was a really big organization. I fought in Abu Dhabi a lot of times.
Mm.
I defended my world title there. I won. I fought all around the world on that organization, and they didn't want me to be the champion. They said to my manager, because my manager worked with them. He was a matchmaker for the enterprise, even though he was my manager outside of the enterprise. And he said, the CEO of the enterprise says he really wants you to lose.
Why?
Because you don't give money. You earn a lot of money because you are a very good fighter, but you don't give money back to the enterprise. And if you want to win good money, you need to give them good money.
But how would losing make that any difference?
Because if I lost to a Moroccan, to a French fighter, to a English fighter,
That's
they
really
give
bad.
they gave the views. Like, let's say I went to Abu Dhabi to fight a Dutch Moroccan fighter. The Dutch Moroccan fighter, not talking about TV channels, not talking about pay-per-view, talking only about people that went from Morocco and from Holland to go there.
Right.
Maybe 30 people paid the organization to stay in the same hotel, have the
Like a whole package, basically.
yeah, there 30 people. Me, my father, and my uncle went there, not paying the organization. They paid. They bought the ticket on the internet because it's cheaper.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So you see, they were thinking about we're praying that Diogo loses. I won. As soon as they could, they stripped me off the belt. I never lost my belt inside the ring. They stripped me off the belt and said, we'll never give you the opportunity back.
Even though you were an entertaining fighter.
Yeah, but because I didn't have the brand, as you're speaking, I'm a good brand in Portugal, but being a fighter in Portugal is a really small thing.
So it's very geographic as well.
Yeah, very. If I was, like I said before, if I was the same fighter living in the UK, it doesn't matter if it's England, Scotland, but in the UK, Holland, France, or if it's in the US, completely different. If I did the same things that I did here in Portugal, my career, but in other country, I could have a completely different type of life. But maybe everything would change.
No, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's.
No, but this is for the people who are wanting to get into fighting and amateur fighting. So you think geography plays a very important role there, and they should choose wisely?
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but it's important for you to know, if you fight thinking about earning money, you're not gonna be a good fighter. Never. You need to do this because you want to be inside the ring. You want to fight. You need to love what you're doing. Because the path to be a fighter that earns good money, it's so hard, so hard. Everything that's gonna happen, injuries, harsh things, losing family events.
So if money is all you're looking for, there are better ways.
Yeah, a lot of better ways.
Yeah.
Try to be an actor. Try to be
like something, like do business.
Like study and maybe be a very good entrepreneur in some area, something. But being a fighter, I don't want to disrespect other sports, but fighting is completely different from other sports.
Tell me a fight wherein that was the best fight of your life, or that was the best knockout of your life.
It was a head kick I gave in Germany, fighting a fighter from Kosovo.
Okay.
And it's nice because of the instinct and the mindset thing that we were talking about. Because in that fight, this happened maybe 2 times or 3 times during my whole career.
Okay.
Something in my head said to me, I kick him in the head now, and I kicked and I won. And I was thinking.
So now you're coaching.
Yeah, now I'm.
And do you coach different fighting styles?
Yeah, I'm coaching like strike for MMA.
Okay.
And Muay Thai and kickboxing. Three different.
Could you tell us a little bit about, let's say, 4-5 different fighting styles in very brief manner, and what are the short-term rules, and maybe what are the rules, and maybe the benefits and the weaknesses of that fighting style?
So strike-wise, like fighting, punches, kicks, the most beautiful martial art and most complete is Muay Thai, Thai boxing. Why? Because you can punch, kick, elbow, knee, and you can grapple a little bit. You can throw your opponent to the ground, but you can't fight on the ground. So it's the most complete. It's my base martial art, let's say like that. And it's the fighting style that I love. It has some weaknesses, of course. On the ground, you don't know how to fight. You just don't know how to fight. standing up. Um, then you have jiu-jitsu. It's just grappling. You can throw your opponent to the ground, and on the floor you fight until you submit your opponent. No strikes allowed.
Okay, no
Only
hitting.
no hitting. Just grabbing your opponent and trying to submit him until he taps and he says he doesn't want to. Or you have a point system that if you go to better positions during the fight, the referee gives you
Will-
points, and by
At
the
the end
end
of fight.
you win. You can win by submission, it's like winning by KO with a strike, or you can win by points. When it gets to the end, the referee says you're the winner. And then you have boxing, maybe boxing.
What are the weaknesses of jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu, you don't know how to strike. If
Ah.
you start a fight
Yeah.
standing up, you don't know how to get punched, you don't know how to defend. So that's why I say Muay Thai maybe it's the most complete martial art, because you know how to grapple a little bit. So it's hard for a jiu-jitsu guy to throw you to the ground because you know how to fight grappling standing up. On the ground you don't know how to fight, but on the ground you can hit a person. And jiu-jitsu guys don't know how to get hit.
Got it.
So they are very good at grabbing you and submitting you without getting hit or without
Hitting you.
hitting
Okay.
you. But they
But
have this
if
weakness.
push comes to shove, you might.
Yeah. You need to know how to throw a punch. Most important, you don't need to know how to throw a punch. You need to know how to block a punch.
yeah.
That's the thing. Is not always hitting. It's not getting hit. The guy tried to hit me 10 times. He missed every strike. I hit him one time and I win. That's the
Right.
most important
Fair.
rule.
Fair. What else? So we have Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu.
You have wrestling. It's a grappling martial art sports. Let's say it's a fighting sport where it's different from the jiu-jitsu because you want to throw your opponent to the ground, and when you throw him to the ground, you need to pin him on the ground for 3 seconds, and the fight ends. And like you win like that, or you win by points. If you try to pin him but you can't, and he stands up again, you continue to fight, and when it ends, okay, the guy that throw the other guy more times to the ground wins. And depending on the way you throw the opponent to the ground,
You get
more points or less points. So that's the difference between two martial arts like jiu-jitsu and wrestling, even though both of them are grappling. Like kickboxing is striking martial art like Muay Thai, but in kickboxing you can't elbow, you can't grab your opponent and throw him to the ground. You just can punch, kick, and knee without grabbing your opponent.
Okay.
So the rules are a little bit different. Then you have boxing, only punching, and the score system changes a little bit from strike martial art from them, but the thing that changes them a lot are the rules of what you're allowed to do or not. Like Muay Thai, you can elbow, you can knee, and you can grab your opponent and elbow while grabbing and knee while grabbing him. In kickboxing, you can't grab your opponent.
Okay, interesting. And let's say if so, women's safety is an issue that a lot of us are facing, in different countries, right? What is one fighting style that you would recommend women to learn if they want to be safe?
If you want, like, all of them are good. Knowing how to defend yourself, it's really important. Being a woman, even more important.
Right.
You need to know how to defend yourself, because if everything goes well, you know how to defend yourself. But if anything goes wrong, you know how to defend yourself. You need to know. It's like in an uncomfortable position, you know how to react. You need to know. You need to put yourself in a situation where it's uncomfortable and learn, try that instinct, train that instinct, like how to react if this goes wrong. And no better place to learn that in a martial arts gym or a fighting sports gym. I would recommend Muay Thai, but it's maybe more uncomfortable to women to train Muay Thai. And Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu, it's easier. It's maybe not that harsh. So I think Jiu-Jitsu, it's a good way to start for women.
So, Diogo, thank you so much for being on Face to Face Conversations That Matter. It was an honor to be here and talk about fighting with you. We got to know about your career, your journey, and the most important thing, the fighter mindset, right? Because irrespective of what you do in life, if you're going for professional fighting or not, I think fighting mindset is very important.
I don't call it fighting mindset. I call it mindset because the way you learn how to behave during training or during fighting, you don't need to fight. But if you practice this type of sports, the way you learn how to behave it's gonna make you better in everything in your life. If
Right.
I want to be a good parent or a better parent, if I want to be a better person in general, better friend, better boyfriend, everything, if I have this same mindset in all things in my life, it's way better. And martial arts don't compare to other sports in this type of stuff. If you want to learn this type of mindset, you need to be here in the gym.
All right. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.